welcome to our very first YouTube video for A Home That Heals. I'm Dee, and this is my daughter, Bree.
We are so excited about this new YouTube channel. We've been doing a podcast for about a little over a year now, and we talk about our life on Barefoot Bluff a lot. So we wanted to bring it to you. We wanted you to be able to see what it is like out here on our little therapy farm in the making. Right now, it's a lot of dirt, a lot of weeds, and a lot of poop.
A lot of poop. If we're experts in anything, it definitely is poop. But one of the ideas behind our podcast, A Home That Heals, speaking of poop, is trying to solve problems. You know, those things that just kind of muck up your life and make it hard to do family the way you really want to do family. So we've been in that business, you know, researching, interviewing, praying, getting into God's Word, just really trying to grapple with how we can make our homes that heal, huh? Yeah. And it's really been an incredible journey.
It has. I have to say, do you ever feel like your home is just way more chaos than it is a place of rest and healing and restoration? Or maybe it's just like your stopping point as you're going to all these different, destinations, whether it's your sports teams or your therapy appointments or your doctor's appointments, dance recitals. It just can become overwhelming, and it doesn't feel like home is really where you can find that peace and that restoration that you need to have in order to go out and tackle this crazy world that we are living in right now.
And you know what? It is crazy. It is just crazy. And we know that, boy, we're dealing with some really difficult things as families. We're dealing with just some plain old problems that were problems when I was being raised, like trying to get kids to do the chores and, things like that, getting them outside and all of that. So those are really important, but also really important is how do you raise kids that are going to know God? They're going to love God. They're going to want to follow Him after they leave your home. All those things weigh on us, I think, but we get so busy and it is so hard to figure out how to make this all work.
So we're still figuring it out, but I have to
we're experts. Come on, we're experts.
Oh, that's right, we're experts. Yeah. No, we're really not. And yet, the transformation that has taken place in our home over the last year and a half, you guys, what God has done is big, and we want to share that with you. So we're still figuring it out, but we want to share with you the stories of how He has truly, completely taken our home from a place of chaos and frustration to a place that is healing. And so today we want to start this off with our number one tip, the biggest lesson that He has taught us in all of this. And if you want to continue on this journey with us, please do. Please, subscribe and follow us along. Give us your tips and your ideas as well, because that's what I love, is what works for us might not work for you. And that is the one thing that we have found to be so true, is that we believe and we know that God made you for your kids. God made you for your family. He created you for this role, and He created us for the role that we're in. And so we have found, are we ready?
Oh, we're ready. Little drum roll here.
The number one thing He taught us is what?
Well, it's that God's creation is a powerful tool, and that we've always loved animals. And so let me introduce you to our alpacas over here. They are kind of the opposite of chaos. They are a very calm, wonderful creation. And so we've gotten very, very intentional about stopping and realizing that God's given us stuff around us. I mean, ladybugs in your flower pots. It can be anything. But His creation is a powerful tool to help us do kind of what Brianne was just talking about, is go from chaos to an atmosphere where there's more healing, where there's more calm, where it isn't just that race to the next thing. And you're really fighting against the culture when you try to do that. But when you have animals, whether it's a cat that you have to feed every day, or it's a couple horses like we have, and the alpacas, of course, along with the 3 dogs and the cat. No, 4 dogs. And I forgot one.
We're basically a zoo out here.
Yeah, and the 1 cat and the 3 chickens. We can't forget the chickens. Maybe you don't have all of that, but I'll tell you what, that has helped us as we've collected these animals on our little farm, to be very, very mindful of God's creation and what a powerful tool it is in the lives of our kids.
Yeah, I think there's 3 ways that we have really seen that His creation can become a part of your everyday life and teaching powerful lessons to your kids and lifelong character traits that are developed in them. And so the first one is really to slow down and take in His creation. Yeah. It's everywhere and it's free. Unless you're like my mom who buys alpacas, then they ain't free. But yeah, most of God's creation is free. And you can just slow down, like she said, and see the ladybug that's in the flower pot or the bird that is flying up above. And take a moment to really ponder, how could God use that in your life and your child's life to teach a valuable lesson?
You know, there's a Psalm 19, and it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the skies proclaim His praise all day long." I'm paraphrasing, I'm not getting it perfectly. But the Bible confirms what we're saying. God's creation is constantly, day in and day out. It is speaking truth about who He is and how much He loves us, how much He loves our kids, how much He wants them to know Him. And while God's Word is our primary source for knowing Him, His creation, especially with children, is helping us to build those things that we're reading to them about in the Bible, the character traits, the wonder of His creation and His power. These animals, for us, help us to drive all those lessons home. And so we're going to use Barefoot Bluff here to illustrate and tell you some more about that, and maybe spark ideas in your own home about how you can use the creation that's around you to teach your kids those things and be very intentional about it. So finally, we want to just say, seize the moment. You know, as you are looking at God's creation, being intentional about bringing God's creation closer to your home, or even inside your home if you decide to go get a cat or a dog or maybe a goldfish, whatever it might be. Just seize the moments that come along. They're teachable moments, and they can be really amazing.
Yeah, we're excited. Next week, we're going to share a story with you about a moment that we had with my son and our sweet little blazer horse, Ruby, that taught us a lot about how important it is for our focus and intention to be on one thing and one thing alone. And so I hope you'll take a listen, and again, take a moment to see the opportunity in your own life, the animals that are around you, the nature walks you can go on, the time you spend at the park, to tell these wonderful stories that always point back to the true source of our rest and our hope and our joy.
And our healing in a home that heals. So thank you so much for being with us. Be sure to subscribe, and if you've got some comments, we'd love to hear what you're thinking. Maybe you have a problem you're trying to solve to bring your home into a more healing type of experience for your kids and even your marriage. We would really love to hear from you right here on A Home That Heals.